Hey guys, Jan here, codingwithjan.com. So in 2018, it took me over a year to go from mechanical engineering to finally making enough money as a Shopify developer to pursue that full time. If I had to do the same thing today, like after talking to thousands of aspiring developers through my YouTube channel, after working with over 3,000 students in our bootcamp, and yeah, we're probably talking 8,000 to 10,000 working hours in this ecosystem over the last 5 years, I could probably do the same thing in like 6 to 12 weeks of focused efforts, starting from absolute scratch. Now in today's video, I want to share the exact 5 steps with you that I would take. And this is going to be no fluff, no BS, no fillers, minimal editing. Yeah, this is just for people who care about execution at this point and want to get results. So if that's you, awesome. Hope you find that helpful. And let's dive right in. Okay, so then the first thing we need is at least some technical foundation. This is assuming you also don't know how to code. And for the first 2 weeks, for the entire first 2 weeks, I would only work on my HTML and CSS skills and try to get as much practice as I can. Yeah, you can follow along with the crash course, follow along with some tutorials, and then quickly transition to building portfolio-worthy projects. What does portfolio-worthy mean? It means that you build projects that look if they could be real projects or real websites. So we're talking landing pages, blog layouts, login forms, mobile responsive designs, because future clients and future employers, they will check you out and they want to know if you're the right person for the job. Yeah, so you might as well show them projects that look similar to what you will be working on, if that makes sense. And that's already going to be it for the first step. Just 2 weeks of focused efforts, learning HTML and CSS and building as many demo projects as you can. All right, then off to step 2. Here I would spend another 2 full weeks only learning about Shopify. And you can start with the platform itself. So I would try to build some good looking e-commerce websites with like stock photos, explore different themes, also make sure I understand the backend settings, like how to add products, collections, tax and shipping settings, Google Analytics, then maybe also explore a few third-party apps for the most common use cases, such as reviews or multi-language sites. And the real beauty here is that Shopify is a low-code platform, means you can already build fully functional e-commerce websites without even writing a single line of code. Now, I will also say it definitely became a bit harder to find work just offering store setups than it was, let's say, in 2018. Just because it is becoming more competitive, more people are entering the space. But conservatively, I would say you have 1 or 2 years left to position yourself. My prediction is the whole ecosystem is shifting up market. Different topic for a different video, but point being here is you still have time left. It's not unlimited though. And yeah, the best timing to get started would have been 10 years ago. Second best timing is now. So just be mindful of that. Now, once you got a basic understanding of the platform, you can also start to look into theme files and try to use the HTML and CSS skills that you acquired beforehand to make simple customizations or build simple sections, because that will already put you ahead of the people without any coding experience. And of course, you also want to save all these projects because you can add them to your portfolio later on. Okay, now speaking of that portfolio, step 3, now it's time to build that. And you really don't want to overcomplicate this. Coming up with the initial version shouldn't take you more than a few days. To speed things up, I would be using Webflow and a nice template. Yeah, you don't want to build this from scratch. And I can also give you a few tips here. It's extremely important that this looks professional. So you can put your portfolio next to a few others that you can find and then see how they compare. Or yeah, ideally have it reviewed by someone. Then you also want to show who you are. So upload a professional image of yourself, or even better, a cover letter video. And if you're not comfortable doing that, if you're not comfortable showing yourself, it's usually a mindset problem, but you gotta stand behind the services that you offer. Yeah, this is the message you subconsciously convey if you show yourself, right? I'm showing myself here. I stand behind what I say. I take responsibility, and it immediately helps to build trust with strangers. Especially if you don't have reviews or testimonials to show. Then obviously you also want to showcase the work you're capable of doing. So this is where you add all the demo projects we've been previously building, and just make sure, like super common mistake, don't send people away from your website. So you don't want to send them to a code pen, or even worse, to like a GitHub repository. Clients do not know how to read this. So rather take screenshots, write about the projects, and present it in the way that you want. And then lastly, add an easy way to get in touch with you, ideally an embedded contact form, and you should be good to go. All right, now, at this point, you have spent 4.5 weeks on everything we've covered so far. And believe it or not, now it's time to find the first paid job. Now, what type of job is this gonna be? The answer is just anything, as long as you see a slight chance that you will be able to complete this project or research the solution along the way, as long as you get paid at least a little bit, as long as you can add that project to your portfolio, and as long as you can get a review or testimonial. It really doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a website setup, a small bug fix, building a new section, helping to integrate a third-party app. Like, any job will help you to build momentum and get more traction. And the first paid job is also such an important milestone mentally. Now, what do you have to do in order to get that first paid job? The answer is whatever it takes. So I would start by contacting every person I know and just ask them whether they know someone who needs help with their website. Yeah, start with contacts in your phone. Then I would also contact everyone I'm connected with on social media. Yeah, probably adds a couple more contacts to your list. Then you can also create a freelancing profile on one platform. I would just focus on one in the beginning, and then do as much outreach as the platform allows you per day. And you can also connect with 10 to 20 people in the space per day. That could either be on LinkedIn, that could be answering questions on forums or in Facebook groups. Yeah, just try to engage in the space. And I promise you, if you do that 4 hours every morning for, let's say, the next 2 to 4 weeks, you will have your first paid projects, guaranteed. And the rest of the day, you can either work on these projects or continue improving your skills by learning JavaScript. Especially the JavaScript part is something a lot of beginners struggle with, but at the same time, a great way to set yourself apart as a more advanced freelancer. And right now, I'm actually working on a new dedicated training just for that, for intermediate developers in that position. But there will be several weeks down the line. And also the amount of people who can join that initially will be extremely limited. But if that's still interesting, you can leave me your email in one of the links in the description, and I will contact you as soon as I can provide more details. Either way, now we're 6 to 8 weeks into the process, and you have an okay technical foundation, you have a portfolio that looks good, and most important, you have the first paid projects under your belt. And that means you're now a real paid developer. Awesome. And this gets us to the last step, full-time freelancing or finding full-time positions. So this is the part where you transition to full-time salaries. And if you prefer being a full-time freelancer, you basically just repeat the steps from before, work on more projects, get more reviews, and raise your hourly rates. You can relatively quickly go up to $50 an hour, $50 USD an hour. And then a few months down the line, maybe to 80, 90, 100, 120 is usually where it caps, and people rather switch to fixed price projects. But yeah, pricing strategies is a super deep rabbit hole on its own, deserves a video on its own. But if you, on the other hand, rather prefer full-time employment, you can also try to apply for junior positions at agencies, because unlike other beginners, you have learned all these skills in a completely self-motivated environment, and you already worked on paid projects. Means the market already proved your skills to be valuable, and you know a little bit about client communication, which is the big advantage over most beginners. So if you ever face this paradox where you can't get a job without experience, but also can't get experience without a job, this is exactly how you break out. All right, and this is it. This is how you get started. These have been my close to 10,000 working hours boiled down into an 8-minute video. You can have it for free. And I really hope this was helpful. I thought at the end I would leave you with a small outlook, because from here you really have all opportunities. So what we observe with our bootcamp graduates is that they either stay freelancers and work on more projects. Some of them like to work and travel and only work as much as they need. Others have scaled into agencies, hired people because they had too many projects. Others have applied for full-time jobs in agencies, as I mentioned, and some stayed because they like the working environment. And others have moved on, even looked for jobs outside the Shopify ecosystem, because after you've worked, let's say 1 or 2 years as a front-end developer in an agency, you can apply pretty much everywhere. So yeah, you have all the opportunities in the world literally at your fingertips. And I really hope this was helpful. I hope you can make it. And always remember, if you push it, it moves. That's physics. And yeah, if you need more help, I'm sure you're smart enough to find ways to contact me. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.